All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about something that's, well, it's pretty much at the center of everything, your gut. And you're going to be amazed, because it turns out the secret to your mood, your immune system, you name it, it might be hiding right inside of you.
Now, I want you to just let that sink in for a second. You are not just you. Because believe it or not, you are actually a walking, talking, living ecosystem.
Trillions, with a T. That number is just, it's mind-boggling. I mean, we're talking more microbes inside you than there are stars in our entire galaxy. It's a whole universe of bacteria, fungi, all these little microorganisms living in your gut right this second. And this incredible community, we call it your gut microbiome.
So that leads us to maybe the single most important question we're going to ask today. With this whole universe living inside of you, are you a good host? Because honestly, how you answer that question, it changes pretty much everything about your health. So let's try to make sense of this. I think the best way to picture your gut microbiome is to think of it like your own personal, private garden. It's totally unique to you, and just like any garden out there, it really needs you to tend to it.
You know, this inner garden, this microbiome of yours, is not just passively hanging out in there. Oh no, it is an active, bustling, lively community, and it has a huge say in your health. When your garden is flourishing, when it's packed with a whole variety of good microbes, guess what? You flourish too. It's as simple as that.
And just look at how much this garden matters. This is what's so wild. We used to think the gut was just about digestion, right? But it's so much more. A healthy gut literally helps train your immune system, it keeps inflammation under control, it has a hand in managing your metabolism and your weight, and get this, it even talks to your brain and influences your mood. It's like the secret command center for your entire well-being.
So you might be asking, okay, how does it do all that? Well, one of the main ways is by creating these incredible little compounds. They're called short-chained fatty acids, or SCFAs for short. The best way to think of them is like the beautiful, healthy fruits that grow in your garden when you take good care of it. These SCFAs are what strengthen your gut lining and help cool down inflammation all over your body. They're a really big deal.
Okay, so if we want more of those amazing little fruits, those SCFAs, how do we get them? Well, it all starts with what you're planting and what you're using for fertilizer. And in this case, that means your diet.
Now listen up, because if you only remember one thing from our chat today, please let it be this. The absolute best thing you can do for your gut health is to eat a wider variety of plants. And there's a magic number here, backed by science. The goal? Aim for 30, that's 30, different plant foods every single week.
I know, 30 sounds like a lot, right? But hang on, look at what actually counts. It's not just fruits and veggies. We're talking legumes, nuts, seeds, whole grains. Even the herbs and spices you use count. So that handful of almonds, that's 1. The chickpeas you tossed in your salad, that's 2. The onion and garlic in your dinner last night, that's 3 and 4. See? You can get to 30 way faster than you think.
Okay, another way to help your garden is to actually plant some new seeds. And that's exactly what probiotics are. They're the seeds. They are live, helpful bacteria that you find in fermented foods. Think yogurt, kefir, kimchi. And they literally introduce new good guys into your gut ecosystem. But just planting seeds isn't the whole story, right? You've got to feed them. You need fertilizer. And that's where prebiotics come in. These are special kinds of plant fibers. You'll find them in things like garlic, onions, bananas, oats that your body actually can't digest. But guess who can? Your good gut bacteria. They absolutely feast on this stuff. So prebiotics are the fertilizer that helps your whole garden thrive.
So here you can see how they work together as a team. It's really that simple. Probiotics are the seeds that introduce the good guys. Prebiotics are the fertilizer that feeds them. You really want both to get that garden in top shape. I mean, one without the other, it's just not going to be nearly as powerful.
All right, so we've got the seeds and the fertilizer covered. But think about it. Any good gardener knows you also need the right environment, right? You need sunlight, you need water, you need to protect it from storms, and that's where your lifestyle comes in. It's way more than just what you eat.
Let me ask you something, and it might sound a little crazy at first. What if that anxious feeling you get sometimes, or that low mood that you just can't seem to shake, what if it's not all in your head? What if it actually starts in your gut?
Well, it turns out it can be. This connection is real, and it's called the gut-brain axis. And I want to be clear, this isn't some vague idea. It's a literal, physical superhighway of nerves and signals connecting your gut and your brain. They are constantly talking to each other all day long, influencing your emotions, how you deal with stress, everything. And it is absolutely a two-way street. An unhappy gut can totally send signals up to your brain that make you feel stressed or down. But, and this is key, a stressed out mind or a bad night's sleep can send signals down that directly mess with your gut health, wiping out the good guys and stirring up trouble.
This is why taking care of your mind is taking care of your garden. Things like aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, finding what works for you to manage stress, whether it's meditation or just going for a walk, moving your body, staying hydrated, these aren't just nice-to-haves. They are absolutely non-negotiable for a happy gut.
All right, so you can plant all the best seeds and use the best fertilizer, but if your garden is full of weeds, it's never going to flourish, is it? So a huge part of this is actively weeding the garden, getting rid of the stuff that's harming your microbiome.
And what are the biggest weeds we need to watch out for? Well, it's the stuff you probably already suspect. Ultra-processed foods, tons of sugar, and all those artificial additives. These things are worse than useless. They actively mess up the balance in your gut, feeding the microbes you don't want and causing all sorts of problems.
Okay, that was a lot of information, I get it. So let's wrap this up by putting it all together into one simple, super powerful strategy you can start using, like today. It's all about creating what's called a symbiotic snack. That's just a fancy word for putting your probiotics, the seeds, and your prebiotics, the fertilizer, together in the same meal. It's like the ultimate power-up for your gut. So you could start with a probiotic base, maybe some good quality yogurt, and then just top it with your prebiotic fertilizer. Some sliced banana, a few berries, a sprinkle of oats. It's so easy, it's delicious, and it's seriously effective.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Taking care of your inner garden, it's not about a quick fix or a magic pill. It's a journey. It's really about all the small, consistent choices you make every single day. What you eat, how you sleep, how you move, how you handle stress. It all adds up.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. After all of this, what's one small thing you can do today to tend to your inner garden? Maybe you'll add just one more type of vegetable to your dinner, or maybe you'll just take 5 minutes to go for a walk and de-stress. Whatever it is, your inner garden is waiting for you.